See that? That's what I done.
Never mind what you just.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is that time. For us to
Are you
speak.
waiting for me?
No, for us to speak. No, I'm saying the same thing. I'll end when I say that. Look, we're gonna do the we are, and then you do that bit. So yeah, I'll do. When I say we are, that's when I'm gonna stop. Yeah.
You forgot to click that.
No, I mean right. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again for another rendition. We are
the House of Lords right here on YouTube for you, giving you those visual extravaganza. Yes, we've moved from audio to visual so you can see our beautiful faces, interact with you good fine people out there in internet land. This is what we're going to be doing for season 2. Myself, Karl, the Right Honourable Iheanyi, and the fabulous Marius. What we do here on the House of Lords when we're not piss-arsing around is explore some of the weird and wonderful goings on here on planet Earth. And we are.
And we fell out the box already.
It was this. I was like, what's he doing? What's it fucking tickling fucking Marius's nuts? What's he coming out? What's he trying to do? Doing sign language for little people.
Show where we all dressed in white, you know?
You want to do it? Hang on.
I do what?
You know, we all take dressed in white, like we are in hospital already. For some people, you know, that may be a good thing to approach. It's like, yeah, they're from that psychiatric ward. They're speaking from over there.
Yes, indeed, right. Yeah, nah. Good point, right? Good point. Well, it's all right. Wait to be. So, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll just turn it up until this finishes, shall we? But don't go nowhere. We know you are down there. If you could share that live, that'd be great. Bring your friends. Bring the people you don't like. Bring the people that'd be triggered.
Indeed. Let everybody.
What are you looking at me like that for? That's true. Bring them.
Oh, we love the trigger.
We love the ones that are triggered.
Yeah, bring it all.
Bring it all. People. Yeah.
Bring it all.
Let them get some terror.
Indeed. Let them get some. Exactly. Yep. Why not? Hey, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why not?
Well, we're not being very inclusive to how people feel. You see, it's not nice, is it?
What?
We're not. We're not. We're not. We're not. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for allowing us to.
Right, that was the intro track. You know what time it is right now. All of us are here. Myself, the fabulous Iheanyi, and the Right Honourable Marius. This is the House of Lords on YouTube. And we're going to be exploring where this one goes. Who knows? And as it should be said, who knows?
Indeed. Love it.
Yeah, I do like myself that intro track there. That is brilliant.
Glad you dig that. And just for those of you, just a quick reminder, please feel free to subscribe, click that notification and follow us. Yeah, click the notification bell so that you always know when we are doing our thing here on YouTube. All right? So there you go. Yeah. Gentlemen.
So what I was going to say,
where did we get that intro? Because, blimey, that's brilliant.
It is, isn't it? It's some bloke from the States.
How is it?
Yeah.
But he sounds British, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. There's no words in the song.
Oh.
Yeah, there weren't any. There weren't any. It's the composition, you see, 'cause I'm a composer. So, yeah. But thank you. But good job, Marius. Though it's always good to remind people of your stuff that you're doing. So yeah, the theme tune is actually called Storms Passing, and it's something that I composed and produced last year. And I didn't release it. I like doing theme tunes. I like doing that type of stuff. I've got a collection of that I'm putting in, that I'm considering dropping a little album of. But yes, I think it worked well. The gentleman liked it, and there's no copyright problems because I fucking own it.
Right,
So, you know
there you
what I
go.
mean?
There's a question down there from Naomi. She
I
says,
was just
how
about, good this is.
do I share the live? And basically, down at the bottom there on YouTube, you'll have a little lineup of things, save and stuff like that. And then amongst that save and some other words down there, report, etc., you also have share.
Share. That's right.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, just had a look at that. So down underneath the actual screen itself there, Naomi, there should be a little button that says share.
Well, it has the thumbs up, the thumbs down, and the next is share with the arrow pointing to the right.
Right. I've got one too many cup of teas in me. I'll be back in a sec.
All right. Good one, yeah. Them cups of tea and them slices of cake.
Right.
So, meanwhile, whilst Mr. has gone for his cup of tea and his slice of cake, right? And here's what I'm going to do. Bosh. He's gone for his cup of tea and his slice of cake. So what's going on, Marius?
What's going on?
How are you?
You know what I'm saying? As long as I'm breathing and I'm alive, I'm okay. And everything else is just part of this experience.
Right.
Which is a brilliant one.
Tell me
with
about
ups and downs, with joy and anger, with joy and sadness, you name it, with happiness, all of it. That's what makes the tapestry of life.
Love that.
Right? So, yeah, I'm grateful I'm alive.
Love that. Yeah, I do love that, man. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. You know, and it's very important for us to, it is important for us to pay homage to ourselves in that particular way. You know? Not everything is as bad as things can be. There's always somebody that's got it worse. First of all, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as long as so you realise you don't have to dwell in the doldrums with regards to that type of situation. And then also, with that being said, if you've got the capacity to comprehend that, you've got the capacity to rise up. You've got the capacity to adapt out of that previous situation to something more comparable, aligns with where you are in that moment. So, yeah.
You know, I had a discussion with someone, and it was the question. It was like,
bring us back, Iheanyi.
Oh, yeah, on the screen. That's what I meant. Okay. And he said, well, no, it was she actually, but the question was like, well, why do we have to go into the uncomfortable? So I said, well, what happens in the uncomfortable when you go into the uncomfortable place? What does happen? And it was interesting as I'm thinking, because I'm doing my best to recall the answer, which was a very short answer. And I was like, oh, interesting that you have that perspective. That's fine. What was the answer? Anyway, and the thing is, I said, that's an interesting perspective, but what really does happen in the uncomfortable is the fact that this is where we learn, because it's something that we haven't been through. This is where we fail, as they say that we fail, but we don't fail. We learn because we find our way in the uncomfortable. In the comfortable, we've been there for a long time. That's why we're not going any further. We just stay at a certain level. But when you step into the uncomfortable, which I've been in for the past few weeks, which is brilliant with ups and downs and you name it. But this is where you start to find your way and try is the best way to find yourself as well through that uncomfortable. And that's where the neuron starts to fire up in your brain, and that's when the new neuron connections happens, and the synapses and all that, it's starting to adapt to find the new ways, because there is always multiple solutions for the same challenge. It's just depending on how our brain works and how worked our brain has been. And that's what we call it mind gym, the other. But how worked our brain is, it's opening the frequency that can actually bring in these solutions. So the higher the frequency of the brain operates on, the more solutions you can find, which then you can pick and choose which one is best for you in that particular moment. And that's what's the beauty about the uncomfortable. And it's something that, you guys are doing is, for example, when you work on your body, right? It's something that you have to go put the muscle under the uncomfortable. You have to put it under pressure in order for the muscle to grow, in order for the muscle to expand, right? And in order for the fat to be burned and the excess of calories, and that's what it is. In the uncomfortable. When it's uncomfortable, it doesn't happen.
Well, you're also referring to there is excuse me. Well, it's not what you're referring to, it's what you're actually talking about. And it's the mind, and it's this metaphor that you brought up about the body. If you go into the gym once a week, you'll have once a week results. You go twice a week, you get twice a week results. You go 6 times, 7 times a week, within a year, you're going to be built like a tank. Now, your brain's no different. And what we have to ask the general audience is, when was the last time you took your brain to the gym? And this is what the uncomfortable is. Right. You've got to push through those hang-ups. You've got to push through those triggers. You've got to push through your insecurities. You've got to explore all of that. And to do that, you've got to go to the mind gym. That's not a pun or a plug. But if we're referring to...
Well, it is.
Yeah. But do you know what I mean? You've got to go to the mental gym. You've got to push yourself. You've got to be evoked. You've got to be triggered. And then I start asking yourself, well, why did I do that then? And you've heard us say before, the moment you start asking yourself these 3 simple questions is a moment that you begin to expand your comprehension of yourself and the world. Why you think what you do, why you say what you do, and why you do what you do. Once you understand that and start asking yourself them questions, you'll be incredibly surprised to the answers that you begin to find. But, like I said, people just want the quick fix, don't they? They want the slimming pill. They want the limitless pill. Yeah. They don't actually want to do the work. They just want to take a fucking pill. It's like you want all the praise and the accolades and the work, right? And the body and the brain and everything else, but you're not willing to work for it.
Right.
So all I can say on that one is, well, happy swallowing. Happy do what you're doing. But you can't expect to move beyond an issue if you're not prepared to fucking delve into it.
It's not enough just to think about it. Let's put it that way, right? Because it has to be thought, action, and then result, right? But then if it's only thought and then nothing follows after that, there is no result. Well, there is one, but that's nothing changed. It's just the same result that's been for so long. And that's one of the things that I've observed in others and in myself in the past, and even recently in certain things. And I'm like, yeah, you just think about it, right? But if you only think about it and it's like, oh, that's a good idea, and then you don't develop it, forget it. Just forget it.
But you've got a fabulous compliment there, mate. All 3 of us.
Oh, thank you.
We did. Thank you.
No, proper compliment. Proper compliment. My mind is at the gym anytime I listen to the House of Lords.
Oh, that's a great one. Thank you.
That's a great compliment. I'll take
Beautiful.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So yeah, it's a process that you have to go through.
Right.
And it's the same. It's been something that I've been discussing with this person for a few months now, And I had to bring it up right up front. And I did say I'm probably going to sound a bit too upfront and probably too cold in my approach. But just for the last few months, just saying that I need to do this, I have to do this, I'm going to do this, and never take the action, took us to the result where we are today, where nothing has happened, nothing has changed. And then the question is, when are you going to take the action and then share your results instead of sharing what you think you're going to do or what you think you need to do? Right? That's the difference. It's like I think it was the last yesterday's training. So I think probably weren't there at that time. But when Khan mentioned about certain aspects of one of the interviews of Elon Musk and how he's choosing the people to work with, and Elon Musk said, "Well, I asked them something about their life, and if there is any problem that they ever solved, right?" And he said the ones that they really did solve the problem have no problem going into explaining all the things, how they done it, how they got there. But the ones that superficially solve the problem, they haven't got that in depth. So he said, well, then I know who I want to work with, the one that actually did solve something, because they do have the mindset in a way to go and solve the problem. Because usually most business owners would like to have someone come in and saying, well, there was a problem there, but it's not a problem anymore because I did this and that and it's been solved. Instead of coming and saying, oh, we have a problem. So, yeah, it's something that made me even think further. And it's like, that sounds really great, because who would like to work with anyone that only brings a problem to the table instead of bringing the solution? I mean, the fact that the problem is being resolved, and just come and say, well, listen, there was that, but I took care of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, yeah, uncomfortable. Be uncomfortable. It's an interesting thing, because through the discussion that I've had, you do face this doubt, delay, denial, destruction, distortion, deletion, and it's like, it is interesting how the subconscious can take over in such a way to keep you at the same level, and then to think that you're not good at anything, or you're not good at that, or you're not good at that. But actually, it's not that you're not good at it. You haven't actually pushed yourself into taking the action required to get the result. That's all.
Well, it's that saying, isn't it? Oh, I forgot it then. It was right there on the tip of my tongue.
Spit it.
What was it you just said at the end there? It'll come to me. It'll come. What was you saying just near the end there?
Just near the end.
Yeah,
that's good, because when I go into that flow, okay, just near the end. So I was talking about the uncomfortable, the doubt, delay, denial, destruction, deletion, distortion.
Yeah, there you go. I got it. Right, I'm dealing with somebody today who is, for all intents and purposes, at rock bottom with their life, and it's that first step, isn't it? Acceptance. It's like, right now, yeah, you can't get no lower than this, right? So the only way is up.
Right.
And by changing your perception of it, that's a fucking great place to be. Couldn't see it. Couldn't see it for love nor money. Just blinded by, well, that's not helpful. How does accepting change anything? And no matter what I put forward, it was rebutted by the shell trauma response mechanism, just totally in defense of the victim.
Well, it sounds like the mind that's going to that stage of freeze. It's he can't think anymore.
Overwhelm, proper
It's
overwhelm.
just proper fear based.
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
low frequency. That
every time you put forward a solution to take the next step, move forward, there'd be half a dozen things put in front of it to why. To why they can't. Oh, but I've got to wait for this. Oh, I've got to wait for that. Oh, but when this. Oh, but when that. You're suffering now. Yeah. So why are you putting it off?
I did find quite a few people like that when I had discussions, and it's even though it is sad in a way, because there is not much that you can do apart from putting some suggestion to the subconscious through the discussion. That's all we can do.
Just plant seeds. Hopefully that will take root.
That will later on, come through. Because the conscious itself, the attention span is only on the problem. No matter what you say, they only see the problem. And it's interesting. It is interesting, but it's challenging. At the same time, I get exactly where that person is, and it's not a nice place to be. It's not.
It's not a nice place to be. And I truly understand. This person's been there for some time. And I don't want to go into details because it's it's what it is. But this is why I take the position of I won't train anybody that doesn't want to be trained, because you got to want it. You've got to want to be better to find the strength to have to go through it. If somebody's turning around and saying help, and then you offer the help and the solutions and they don't take it, and then still keep coming back like, oh, I need help, I'm in this position. Well, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you implemented this yet? Right. No. Then what are you doing? So this is why I'm kind of adamant is that I don't take on clients that don't want to be trained. Even mentees, sometimes it's a parent suggestion. Oh, I want him to have a mentor. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's speak to him first. Yeah. Because if he don't want it, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah. When you talk about clients is one thing. When it's family member, then is another thing, right?
It is.
And it's. I do look at different ways of exploring, like giving that little break where from a serious discussion, drive it towards something funny or some memories. Out of the blue, you just remember something that he or she was part of. And do you remember that story with X, Y, and Z? And take them to that little break where the mind starts to relax a little bit. Then slowly bring it in a way,
Yeah, no, I understand all of those mechanisms. I've gone through so much of them.
There may be people out there listening that they may have family members to that they deal with, which is it's a difficult place for some people to be around. And all I can say, don't try and do it on your own. If you don't know what you're doing, you're only going to make it worse. It's as simple as that, right? There's some people out there that can help, and that's the best I can say. People try to do it on their own, and I did it myself in many occasions in the past, and it doesn't go anywhere. Actually, can get worse if you don't know what you're doing. It's as simple as that. It can get worse.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there are people that specialize in certain things. In counseling and will they be the best? Well, in some cases it can be. In other cases, it's good to have a start where the person gets more open, then he can take them to a different kind of training or different kind of approach. But we do live in the times, as we were saying earlier, where mental illness has become such a thing that there's a lot of people that suffer from it. And if it's one thing that I can say, and I'm not, I'm none of these specialists or whatever, forget it. But what I can say, just cut out the bloody media. That would be the first thing for anyone that it's so depressed and anxiety, and just
Turn
cut
off
out
the
media.
telly. Yeah, turn off the
Turn off
fucking
the
telly.
telly. Turn off Instagram. Go for a walk. Go with a friend somewhere. Take the dog for a walk. Go more into nature. Sit more in the garden.
Do some grounding.
Yeah. Because as the three of us here, we kind of aware of the fact that the television has a big influence on the media, because behind all these programs there are people that they are studying the human behavior, they are studying the human mind, and they do understand how to influence it through songs, through little clips, through colors, through frequencies. So they do understand that. And if you don't take a break from it, then you have no chance. You have to really take a break for it. Even if you have to, lock in a box, put a padlock, give the key to somewhere else, and don't open it for a few days, because no one is going to die if you don't bloody use your mobile phone or you know what I mean? I lived in times where we didn't have mobile phones. Do you remember, guys? When you only had to remember your phone number from home and the phone number of others with a key around your neck, and
Fuck.
start again because you put the wrong number.
Yeah.
Actually, I've learned when I was in the army, because I did the Morse code and all that. I learned how to use the phone even when they used to put the padlock.
Oh, yeah, you can just do it from the top of it.
Yeah,
you can tap the number.
Yeah.
You see, that was a wicked hack.
You know how I came across that one day myself, right? Was remembering that when I dialed, when my mum put the lock on the key, or when my mum put the lock on the phone, I remember looking at it, and then I remember thinking to myself, every time I dialed the phone, I heard.
Yeah.
So then I was like, let me just check something. So I picked up the thing and I went, and I heard the. So I did this. I went. The time is 12 o'clock. Right,
and that's
so
when
I did the speaking clock, so I knew it worked.
Yeah.
So from there on, I was good, man. I was like, "What's up, mate?" Yeah, phone calls. My mum didn't know how it was
using the
going.
phone? No.
Yeah, no, mum, it's locked.
Lock on it, mum.
I used to work for a restaurant, and the owner used to put the padlock on, right?
Yeah.
And that was right after I came out of the army. I went to work for
brilliant, just brilliant. You know
and he used to put a padlock so you can't use it. And I used to call everyone, right? And the bill was crazy.
Liberty.
He couldn't get it.
Yeah,
full liberty. Yeah, full liberty.
You can imagine it back in the frigging 90s or whatever it was, ringing all over around the world, like just all kinds of people. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, totally.
But do you know what? The thing that used to make me laugh, when I was younger, my foster parents used to have lodges, right? So when we was living in London, we used to get a lot of builders come from up north, right? Because we had like a 5-bedroom house. So my mum and dad used to have a few lodges, like people from the north, to come down and do work down south. But again, like you were saying, Marius, before all the mobile phones and all the rest of it, right? So, you get that, the silver sticky tape. It's like heat insulation tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the stuff you'd use on an exhaust or something, that silver sticky stuff, right? Now, I learned from these builders, right? Now, these builders have to ring Middlesbrough, every night. They got misses or whatever, right? So what they used to do, what they taught me to do for them while I sat there and learned all kinds of other stuff, right, is that you get your 10-pence piece, your old school 10-pence piece, right? And you put the silver foil on one side, and then you bevel it over the edge of the coin, and then you scrape off the excess, right? So it's all flush and everything like that, right? So it's 10 pence coated in this heat tape, right?
Yeah.
Insulation tape. Put that in the phone, it'll give you 50 pence. Honestly. Right, so I'd be sat there listening to all these crooks tell all these stories, just learning horrors whilst basically doing fraud, I suppose. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, there's another one. Right. And they would let me have some as well. So I was like, yeah, and then I'd sell them. It's like, if you put that in the phone, you get 50 pence worth of credit. Do you know what I mean?
The other one was they knew how to block, you know, the flap at the bottom when the coins
Yeah.
go,
So you can't get your money back.
so you can get your money back. So I used to look for the ones that they were blocked because I knew how to unblock them and take it.
Take somebody else's stash.
I'm like, you're clever, but
Granted, I can see why they ended up going to the phone card phones and everything was like that, because at one stage there was a little trend, especially in London, that, you know, on a dark, stormy, cold night, people would be out with a crowbar. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we got 50 quid in 10 pences. Do you know what I mean?
well, those were the time, man. I remember something that that was a clever one, and it did work. But listen to this. You remember when they used to put the banknotes in your books, like to show you the banknotes?
Oh yeah.
And they used to do the both sides.
Mm.
Back in the day, used to be.
Did you used to cut them out? Did you?
Oh yes. Go and buy sweets.
Bad, isn't it? It's bad when you think about it. When you were younger, when you were thinking about it, I came across a fair few dodgy notes, you know, back in the day. And it was like, I remember these lodgers, all kinds of fucking people coming in.
Yeah.
And it's like, here you go, Carl. So what's that? It'd be 50 quid. All right? It's like, go! Like, it's fake. It's like, I don't care. I'll find some place to spend it.
Yeah,
what I mean?
you'll always
and you
find
did.
someone.
Yeah, I always found somewhere where I could change this funny money, right? But again, the innocence of children. I remember sitting there one night, right? Now, one of these lodgers must have done something bad, right? And when I say bad, I mean bad, right? We sat in a bedroom listening to their stories and stuff like that. And full of no money. I couldn't remember his name even if I wanted to. He had a bread knife, do you know, like a butter knife, bread knife, right? Yeah. Butter knife, that's it. And he was heating it with a lighter, right, till it was red hot. And then he was burning this fucking tattoo off on his arm. I kid you not. Like fucking some proper Captain Jack Sparrow shit. You know what I mean? I can smell burning flesh and everything. It's like, you're off your head. And
like
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like 9 or 10. Do you know what I mean? Just like, wow. Just in awe. Just like, he's burning off his flesh. Do you know? What did you do? But yeah, I did learn some things back in the day, especially being young. You know, like we said, we had outside. We was talking about it earlier on about playing and the games. It's like we had one game when we were young, and it was called outside. That's what we did. We played, and if it were pissing down and raining and everything else, you go round a friend's house, or you find an old garage with an old sofa in it and a car battery, and then some Moody speaker and a Walkman. Then you got a camp for the day. You know, somebody's got some candles. They'd be in the garage lighting the candles. You'd be sat down on some old sofa, in your garage. Well, it was just an abandoned garage. It weren't no garage light. But all that kind of stuff, camps, the whole 9 yards. Something that's lost on the younger generations, I dare say. You know, going out, tree house, making a camp, fort, climbing trees, all that stuff. Jumping off garage roofs with an umbrella thinking it'd stop you. All that kind of silly stuff.
Used to be told what time to come home for dinner, you know.
And that was it.
Yeah. And if you weren't, well,
you was in trouble. Yeah, you was in trouble. You were getting slapped.
And we used to get a slap because we're like, we know what we get anyway, so we got
That's it.
used
I
to
get a slap. Yeah. It's all right. I'm late anyway. I can only be beaten once today. Do you know what I mean? But it was another thing I heard about kind of our generation. It's that feral aspect, and to give people an indication of what our parents were like and what our generation's childhood was like. There was advertisement campaigns that started at 10 o'clock, and it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? That was the advert. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Do you know what I mean? I remember it being run on American stations because we had cable. And I remember them seeing them in the UK as well. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Yeah, we're outside.
Outside, playing outside, man.
Yeah.
We're outside. We're in the back garden. In
Yeah,
front.
I'm only 7. What are you talking about? It's not even dark yet.
Yeah.
Do you know?
We went everywhere. Museums. You could leave the house in the morning. Tube rides, museum, park, common, all kinds of stuff. You took a little bit of money so you can get like you can get something at like a Wimpy or something. Do you know what I mean? Or a chip shop or something. Some crisps. Like a drink. Some chocolate. And you're out. You're out and about. You're out and about the whole day.
And we didn't even used to buy it.
I'm not.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I'm not bragging or anything,
klepto.
but I remember say if you had a tenner on a Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're alive. That's a pack of fags, beers, drinks.
Yeah, you're rocking.
Chipping in for a smoke with your mates.
Mm-hmm.
And you only had a tenner, and you were walking home. Work.
Yeah, you were done. Yeah, you were red, mate, when you got home. You were like, yeah, that was a night.
I remember being absolutely run ragged by my dad and my mother, actually, and then my brother, my foster brother, gave me some shit as well. We was in the flat in my foster parents' place. Well, it was a masonette, and they went to the pub. And I had a night, I think it was a Friday night or a Saturday night, all at 12, something like that, right? I was thinking sound, got a house to myself, watch a bit of Electric Blue, some dodgy thing like that. And there was an off license down the road. And I bought 6 bottles of little K ciders. Do you remember the K ciders? Black bottle with a red K? Yeah? Yeah, so I bought 6 of these little K ciders and 10 silk cut, I think it was. Went back home and sat down and just thought I was the shit. Right? Sat there drinking and smoking, and I remember it getting time for my parents to come back, right? And I remember having to take the dog out, so I was like, I should take the dog out. Right, so I went out, took the dog out, and I don't know what happened while I was out. I think it was the fresh air. Fresh air got me when I went outside. Right? Yeah, it was one of them. Fresh air got me really bad. Yeah. So I managed to get the dog back in the house. And I sat down on the sofa and instantly thought, I'm going to die. My head started going a lot. It's like, oh, I'm in a bad way. Right? So for whatever reason, right, I crawled my ass back upstairs. Right? I've got these bottles, empty bottles. Instead of putting them in the bin, for whatever reason, I put them under my double bed mattress, right? And I'm starred out on the double bed, right? I'm like knackered doing this noise. Right, because it's coming. Right? It's coming. Right, yeah. And that was it. Just my whole guts just everywhere. Now, I'm so messed up, right? I forget that my brother and his wife staying, right? But in my room.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, I've just chucked up on the bed, right?
Oh, dear.
Now, I'm that much in trouble, right? Not by the parents, but in the state of being, right? That all I've kind of done is kind of shuffled away from it, right? And then gone again, right? And then by the time my parents get back, I'm praying to the porcelain god, proper on the floor, knees, like I've had a fucking stroke in the toilet.
Marius, you got me. Go on.
Yeah, and I'm 12. So my mum comes back. What's going on here? I can't even look at her. Do you know what I mean? I can't open my eyes because I'm stoned as shit as well. Right? So I've hit something funny. Have you? Yeah. And then my brother comes upstairs after my mum's gone downstairs, right? He literally just grabs me and puts me on my mum's bed. Look at me while I'm talking to you. And I try to talk to him, and he's gone, "You're fucked, mate." I was like, "No, I'm not." He said, "Open your eyes." That one, right? Just so you can't even open your eyes. So I'm fucked. So what's the matter with you? So I'm sick. I'm sick. I just feel sick, right? So they've had to go sort out the carnage in the bedroom, right? So everybody's downstairs. My foster mother's dealing with the carnage in the bedroom. Obviously, she's had to clean and scrub some stuff and then turn the mattress over, remake the bed, the whole 9 yards. So I don't know. 20 minutes later, she goes, I can hear this click, clink, 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 clink. I'm like, oh no! Right? And my mum just comes in the bedroom with these fucking 6 empty K bottle ciders. It's something funny, have you? You little shit. Right. Yeah, I got to shoe in for that. I got to shoe in for that one.
Yep, massively.
But this is what people don't realise. You know, I was sent down the shop to get tobacco at like 4 years old, 5 years old. Just pop down the shop with a note. You know, what do you want? I need half ounce of GV, pint of milk, and the sun. Right? You know, and he gives it to you. There you go.
You remember the times when you used to buy like you could buy 1 or 2 cigarettes or 3 cigarettes?
Oh yeah, singles. Yeah, you used to buy singles. Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a little corner shop near the estate. You wanted singles? Yeah. Everybody would go in for a single. Practically everybody that was underage. You know?
Don't mention it.
Yeah. There was an off license down the road in Peckham near Birding Bush Road. And synonymous, like, for selling booze to anyone. All the requirement was make sure there's no grown-ups in the shop. That was it.
Right.
So you can go in there, get your fags, get your booze. You're 12. Right. And now we've got people of today.
Yeah. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Yeah, was it our fault? Was it? Did we take our eye off the ball and just ran to rage and forgot about everything?
No.
Not at all.
It is and it isn't. Let's put it this way: it is and it isn't. And why do I say it is and it isn't? It is in a way because there were the other parents that they had to stop that from happening, so they had to implement all these rules and things that to make it illegal for children to do this. So the parents more looking into the law enforcement to enforce it on the children instead the parents to teach the children. You know, it's kind of like putting the responsibility onto the society to teach your children, but in a way that it's actually not going to stop it anyway. Because despite the fact that you make it illegal or whatever, there's always ways that you can go around.
Always ways, right?
You know, it's like that thing that, you know, I keep saying about the revolver when Jason Statham says, well, when I found out that the rules can be bent, I realized that experts are fuck all. So you think about it. The ingenious mind of a child, which is not as affected as it is as they become adults, come up with creative solutions for everything.
Yeah. They'll work it out, right? We're not old enough to do that. We can work it out.
Yeah.
I remember one stage where kids used to hang about the shop and just wait for a grown-up. I mean, I used to do that as well.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Could you buy us a pack of fags? Use the money.
Yeah. And the adults, they're like, well, yeah, you want it? There you go. You get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, and But that's where we are living in times where most parents don't want to take responsibility for it. They want to
Well,
have.
no, what was it we said the other day? Yes, on the other day's podcast. Right now, we got parents who don't know their children because they left they left them to the state to raise.
Right.
You know, if you think about it, right nowadays, both parents are at work. If there are two parents,
Right,
they're both
that's
at work
another
all
good
day.
point.
Yeah,
Right.
they're both at work all day. The child basically sees the parent in the morning for 20 minutes while they're getting ready for fucking work, taking to school.
Right.
Then the child comes back from school, has a bit of dinner, does a bit of homework. Nowadays, they just sit straight on the pad, the game station or whatever, or the phone. And it's a rarity nowadays to see families sit down and have a meal together.
Right.
Now that was a thing for me. We used to do that every day. Like the kids would finish and they'd come home from school, and when it was tea time, we all sat down at a table. How's your day? We had to talk about it. And now everybody just, can I take this upstairs? And they've got the dinner upstairs watching fucking God knows what. You know, I want to give Sarah a phone. She's 4. Yeah, but her sister's got one. How many
I want
kids
to
are you
take a
seeing
moment
now?
to
These
say hi
toddlers?
to, because I see Sammy Thomas said, hello guys, hello.
Hello.
What's up, Sammy? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Thanks for joining.
You said that, you said that like he was going to answer you back.
I know.
You did. It's like
Thanks
you're
for
waiting for him and everything.
Yeah, waiting for him. So what you saying? What you saying, bro? Yeah, no. Thanks for joining us. Click the subscribe, click the thing, and and then thank you. Click that stuff and just subscribe, and you'll know when we're here. You'll know when we're talking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something else that's going to be coming up for you, beautiful people. Some of you know what we're like at the beginning of our shows, and we have a little conversation. And we're learning on this medium where we can edit and cut. So you get, when that music comes in, that's what you like experience. But for those that are going to become Patreons, this is what we're talking about, becoming Patreons of the House of Lords, then you will get access to the collection of bloopers that are beginning to steadily occur up, are steadily beginning to pile up. And yes, those that do become Patreons of the House of Lords, you will gain access to all the conversations that we don't want the regular people.
At your own risk. Get them at your own risk.
So in all sense and purposes, you may become a Patreon and watch some of the bloopers and not want to be a Patreon anymore, right?
Afterwards, you'll be like, these guys are animals.
Yeah.
But hopefully you will be able to see and appreciate the ability that we're demonstrating, which is to bring forth deep, introspective discussions about the many aspects of humanity without being on one side or the other, without holding a position per se. Now, that being said, and a disclaimer, there are a few things where unfortunately we have to have a position. Well, we don't have to, but we're taking it because look, it's disgusting, it's deplorable, whatever it's going to be.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
It's going to get called out.
It's going to get called out. So
yep.
In that instance, okay, there may be a position taken there, or one we may be perceived. Well, I can't speak for the other two gentlemen, but I may be perceived, and as we are the House of Lords and we come to we may be perceived as taking a position. But if that's the case, Sodja, we don't care. No, I'm just
no, be honest. That was the honest bit.
That was the honest bit. Sodja, we don't care. We actually don't care. Yeah, we don't care. That's why I said it in the first place.
Sometimes we do take a position from how we see that someone may perceive us, or the perception of someone else.
What is that?
And just so we can explore for more in depth. You know what I mean? It's like, especially when we bring Darren in and when we bring Sarah.
Darren, yeah. So double D and double S, right? Divvy Darren, simple Sarah. These are characters that you will hear us refer to from time to time. Now, if you happen to be if it just so happens that in society you were called Divvy Darren, literally, like because your name's Darren or Simple Sarah, yeah. It's just the luck of the draw. Sorry about that. That's the way it is.
I'm not going to be held accountable for your shortcomings.
No, we're not. And we're not changing. And we're not changing the names. Those are the names we use. Right? That's it. We've done that for the last 22 episodes.
You just reminded me when I was talking about the parents that they winning all this. It is the Divvy Darren and the
Simple Sarah. Yeah, it's that match up in it.
You have to put something there to be, you know what I mean, to solve the problem.
You are here to solve the problem, Simple Sarah and Divvy Darren, okay?
Yeah.
That's why you're here. That's why we're all here. But we're including you, guys. Yeah, you're here for that. So, yeah. So just to let you guys know that's what we're doing. That's who we are. You know, we're not in any. we're not arseholes. No, we're not. Are we antagonistic?
We can
sometimes?
be a bit. We can be a bit.
Well, we can be a bit bolshy, right? We can be a bit bolshy. We can be a bit up yours. We don't give a beep. We can do all of that. But without even flinching, mate.
I mean, I'll ruin your day and go home and have a cup of tea.
Here you go. No,
only if it's warranted, though.
If it's warranted, yeah.
If it's warranted.
I'll have a joint right there.
You know, that's not true, actually, Karl. You cannot ruin someone's day unless they agree to be ruined.
Not from their mouths. They'll certainly say it was me that ruined their day.
Yeah,
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But that's why to bring this into the discussion. The only way someone can ruin your day is because you accept for that to happen.
See, that's the reason why Marius is here, man. The voice of reason, the voice of grounding. And even as we're making jokes, Marius is in there. So thank you, brother. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same when they perceive us like, oh, they sounded like assholes. It's like, what, you saw the asshole in you and me? Or something like that? Oh, I mean, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, we may be the assholes in someone else's eyes, right? Because that's what they choose to perceive us as. But we also, perceive us as like being assholes, right? Because it depends on as we spoke before, and it's about the lenses, how the people perceive the world and perceive whatever happens around them. And based on the conditioning of the mind, they have certain assumptions, right? Expectations from people. But when you give this away, all these expectations that they have to be in a certain way, that they have to do a certain thing, then you just accept them for what they are. It's as simple as that. And when that happens, when you accept people for what they are, or who they are, or whatever they are in their journey, why would you be affected? There is not. That's when you actually be in charge, how you feel, the way you take on yourself, right? Well, yeah, but he did hurt me or she did hurt me. Why? Because he or she said this and said that. And okay, so he may be an asshole, or she may be an asshole, but how did he hurt? Because he or she said that. Yeah, but they say whatever they say because they're assholes. But it's up to you how you take it. They're only going to say it from their perspective, how they say it, maybe from a place of jealousy or whatever, or from a place where they want to be above you and they want to put you down. But if you agree to it, then they will put you down. They will actually become the vampires of your energy and suck it out of you.
Well, yeah. And to simplify what you're saying there, Marius, because it's a fabulous point, is that just because somebody's chucked something, you don't need to catch it. So that's as simple as that.
Good point.
We don't have to take it on board. You choose to take it on board.
Right.
And unfortunately, that is incredibly difficult for some people. What do you mean? What I said? Fucking what I said. So
what?
So what? So what? Are you going to do something about it? No, I'm just fucking da. Well, shut up about it then.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Maybe it's our generation. Either you're gonna fucking do something about it or shut up.
Be quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not taking away from the hardship, right? But let's have a talk about it. Let's try to rationalize it and sort it all out.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do that. You just want to keep being a dick. Yeah. Well, fuck off over there then, right? Because I don't need that energy either. You know, if you're not prepared to do the work to move beyond your own brittle nature, then fuck off. Honestly, because I'm not the guy to be around. Because if you're not prepared to do the work on yourself, I'm not prepared to be less so you can feel all right. Because that's just the most entitled fucking mindset that you could come across. No, I want the world to be like because I feel like. Oh dear, you entitled fuck. Oh, what? So I got to squash what the fuck I feel because you don't like it? Yeah, fuck yourself.
It's true though.
Oh, what planet you living on? What planet you living on? I don't even know you, and you've just told me that I shouldn't use the word sausage. Fuck off. You didn't address me by my right pronoun. I didn't know you 30 seconds ago, you fucking idiot, and you look like a girl. Well, no, I identify as a boy, but you still look like a fucking woman. But I'm a boy. I bet you're not. Not even, I'm not even going to waste my time with genetically. I just bet you're not. And then all of a sudden, then you need to be cancelled and locked up in prison because you won't buy into the false illusion of somebody else. So you want me to squash and suppress facts and buy into your illusion?
You know, 20 years ago, if you would have said that and you would have stand there, you would have been put in an institution given the pills.
Fucking too right.
So let's just be clear here. Let's just be very, very, very crystal clear here, right?
Ooh.
We're moving into a point of where now
Gen X has come out.
An illusory, yeah, exactly. An illusory narrative is okay to impress, to enforce, even though it don't exist, really.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And what does exist isn't actually what is being spoken about. What exists is actually a major issue. What exists is a twisting and an extreme manipulation of the facts, of the truth, of reality.
You're right. One of the problems that we're facing, Iheanyi, you spot on. One of the problems that we're facing is exactly that. One of a warped sense of reality. Now, what I just said prior to what I just said there can be extremely offensive and hurting and damaging for somebody that identifies as what I was describing as. Right? That's not to say I'm not going to buy in or be not a decent human being. Say if I know you, I met you, and you're nice.
Right.
I don't care. What do you want to be called? Fucking Darren, Jackie. I don't care.
Billy Joel.
Right? Just whatever. Are you a decent person? Are you a decent person?
Right.
Our generation, that's all we cared about. Are you a decent fucking person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the especially when we were young, gays and lesbians, I got all the respect for the old school ones.
Yep.
Because they weren't trying to put it in your face. They weren't walking down the street fucking swinging their sausage. No, they weren't doing that.
They were living
Just
their
leave
life.
Alone. They're living their life, quiet, fucking doing their thing. Right? Not in obscurity and out of the way.
No.
But they're just
just doing their
right. You
thing.
know, we're at work all day.
Yeah,
right? We're having a great time. We're rocking and rolling. Right? Your name's Darren and you're gay. Right? Now I work with Darren all day. How you doing, Darren? After work, yeah, excellent. Well, what are you doing after work? Well, I'm going to go suck a dick. Well, you go crack on with that, and I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Yeah, done. Simple.
And that's it. That's where it ends. But if you come to me as a stranger and start telling me, right, I demand that you call me this and this, that, and the other, I don't know you. Who the fuck are you demanding of? I'll call you a cunt. That's what I'll call you if you start fucking barking at me like I should call you something. Because I will call you something. Because you don't have the right to fucking start demanding that people should call you something because respect is earned.
And you don't have the jurisdiction.
No,
you know, one thing that comes in this is the fact that there's always going to be people that will agree, people that will disagree, right? Let's put that right, because
Oof.
even back in the day, if you remember, with the gay society,
Mm.
some did, unfortunately, been, because some of those,
Yeah,
that's not right.
prejudicial,
Whatever
narrow-minded
religious
people.
belief and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that,
yeah.
they've been quite rude, and really, in certain instances, they got beaten up because of whatever they were, right? And that wasn't right. That's not the right thing. That's not what we're saying here.
No.
That's not right. But what we want to bring to the attention, that no matter what in the society, there's going to be people that will agree, people that wouldn't mind it, and people that will totally disagree with it, right? And you have to live with it, no matter what.
But one of the most obvious things, though, right? Yeah, is a simplicity of observation. Start right here. We're all human.
Right.
Right?
I
Start
don't know
right
about
there.
that.
Huh?
I don't know.
That's a good one.
You know what? Yeah, we can actually. Well, okay. So yeah, right. So actually, no, that isn't actually the case anymore, right? So, but what I will say is that used to be the case. Well, it's never really been the case, but we thought it was the case. So it was a statement that we'd say, "We're only human. We're all human." Yeah, and then we loved that. We loved that up until now. Now we can't really say that, can we? Not really.
Well, no, we can't. Do you know what? I'm going to
Really.
And he steps up to the plate. He's going to throw a curveball.
Here we go. Here we go.
Apparently, those that have undertaken some of the gene altering tech, right, under the laws of ownership, like product ownership, it's being suggested that those with this product and the merchandise of this technology in them are no longer sovereign of themselves.
Here's what I
That
would say
they
to
are
that.
now called Homo Genesis.
Here's what I would say to that. So, because that leads to being property of something or other.
Yes, it does.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah. You know what? Is there a contract?
There's always been one that we didn't know about.
No.
You're onto something
you know
here,
what I'm
mate.
doing,
You're onto
right?
something-
Yeah,
you're
you know what I
onto
mean?
something here, mate. Yeah.
Because if you got a contract, right, then you can share in the right. If you got a contract and you're taking half the risk, then you're going to share in half the glory. Simple as that.
Yeah, but if it was that way, right, societies around the world would be minted. Because if you think about all the studies that are done by these private organisations, are fundamentally committed and funded by taxpayers' money. So we pay for the study, we pay for the research, we pay for the product, and the private sector takes the profits.
And we get poisoned by the product.
Yeah, and we get fucked over by the product.
Even though we pay for the study.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just ridiculous.
Wahoo, man. Yeah, that's rich. That's excitement right there.
You know, we're there, mate. We're there.
Oh.
That's the reality of the situation, though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. It is. It is the reality of the situation, without a doubt.
Anyway, press that button, mate. Yes, ladies and gents, it's about that time for our eyebrow-raising fella. Yes, the Right Honourable Marius, with what comes up.
Okay. What comes up? But there's been interesting discussions, and we've gone down the memory lane as well. And at some point, Karl did bring something about what was Iheanyi? Are we at fault? Are we the one at fault? We, it comes to the way that we are all at fault. Every single one alive, we're at fault. Doesn't matter if it was from the 70s, from the 60s, from the 50s, from the 80s, 90s, 2000, we're our fault. Because whatever happened in the past, right? That happened because that's where the society, well, the humanity, the society, how do you call it? I don't know. The living beings. That was the best way that they knew back then, right? The thing is, the reason we keep going down the slippery slope, because we live in times where people don't want to take responsibility for themselves, for who they are, and try to push onto everyone else around. And that is not everybody, but majority of the people I came across push all the responsibility on the others. And even though, it's interesting that comes this way. Okay, I'll put it as it comes. But even though it comes in that way, like, they don't take the responsibility, it may be from a place of not being unconscious of the fact that they're doing it in that way, because the mind is being conditioned in such a way not to realize that it's running a particular pattern that they've been trained on and they've been conditioned. And this is one of the reasons being in the House of Lords with these wonderful individuals, with Iheanyi and Karl, we go to places where sometimes we feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable because we do take people into the uncomfort. And why do we do that? To break down the pattern of this conditioning of the mind to think in a particular way. And to become more aware of who we are. We are all living beings. Doesn't matter you call them human or whatever you call it, but we are all living beings, right? All, meaning the animals, the insects, the plants, you name it. The planet itself, the universe itself, it's a living being. Meaning whatever we do has an impact on everyone. Yeah, it may not be direct, but it has an impact on everyone. Like the butterfly effect that we spoke before, right? The butterfly can flap its wings the other side of the planet and create a hurricane the other side of the planet. And the scientists have looked into that. And you questioning, how is that possible? Well, because we are all connected and it's all vibration, it's all energy, right? So as soon as we put the vibration out there, the way we speak, the way we interact, the way we think, it is influencing everyone. And the reason we are at this point is because we meant to be in this point. Either we think we're at fault or not, we created all of this. All our minds have created all of this in order for us to up level. Now, through these times that we're going through right now, some people may choose not to, and there's nothing we can do about it. Yes, you can feel sad about it, but that's how it is. If you look back in the history, that's how it's been. People ended up being victims of the shift because of the way they chose. And you can say, yeah, but they didn't choose this and they didn't choose that. Maybe you can say that that's the case if you start to talk about the camps and other places, you name it. The thing is, when Karl shared about his experience with that particular person, and it's all about how the mind is, if the mind focuses into that, then you will experience right that. So if we can say that even the people that ended up in the camps and all that have a say in it because they thought about it, because they were fearing about that happening to them, which they brought that into themselves, because the universe responds to whatever we think, whatever we put out there. It's like Karl says, where where your attention goes, energy flows. And that's what it is. If we focus on the negative, that's what we're going to experience. If we shift and focus into the positive, that's what we're going to experience. Is it easy to do it? Well, with a conditioned mind, maybe not. That's the thing. We have to become aware of the fact that we all have been conditioned. Every single one of us that's alive today have been conditioned. You've been through the school system, you've been conditioned. You've been introduced to a particular religion, you've been conditioned. You've been introduced to a particular culture, you've been conditioned. And so on and so forth, you name it, right? This is layers of conditioning. And unless we start ourselves, no one can do it for us. No one can do it for me. And I mentioned that before. No one can do it for me. Neither Karl, neither Iheanyi. And I can't do it for them. We can help each other through the journey, but I can't do it for them and they can't do it for me. Meaning I have to do the work myself. I have to go through the layers of the condition, like we say, peeling off the onion, the layers of the onion, right? To get to the core of who we are. Meaning we have to look at all these beliefs that we so strongly believe in and ask ourselves, is this belief, has any conditioning, has any rules, has anything that stops me from being who I want to be? Even though I would like to say this, but no, because I'm in this group, I can't say this. Or even I would like to experience this, no, but I can't say this because I'm in this group and that's a rule. Listen, we're not saying here that we want to live in a world where it's all chaos. But that's not what it means when we start to take off the conditioning. What it means, we get to the point where we all start to connect with each other for who we are. Meaning the morale of the beings, especially of the human beings, increases. And when that happens, this negative experience will be less. That doesn't mean it's going to be zero. Maybe it is going to be. I don't know. But it doesn't mean it's going to be zero. For the point that I say this is because in order for us to progress, there has to be something that agitates us to move forward. And that's where we are right now. We are in that point where the so-called they and entities and you name it, they are the agitators of the humanity to move to the next step, to really tap into the consciousness, to really relieve the minds of this conditioning. And it sounds a bit too much probably for some, and I don't want to put you in that place, but what I'm saying is everyone has a chance, and only the ones that will do the work will be more in a position to move forward a lot easier and not through suffering. And the others that wouldn't want to do the work and they choose not to, obviously it's going to be a totally different experience. So you choose which one you want to experience. You want to upgrade your mind, you want to tap into the consciousness, you want to connect with others, you want to be in that progression of humanity and of the universe and of this realm, or you choose the other side. It's up to you. And that's what comes.
And there you had it, ladies and gents, a fabulous rendition, unprovoked, but still quality, by the Right Honourable Marius.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. But also, hey, you know, they could see you doing that. You know, they could see you doing that, right? You
What?
know that. When you went like that, yeah, they could see you doing that, yeah. But you see, here's the thing. You see, because what I normally do is once he says, and that's what. Okay, so just so you know, when anybody says, and that's what comes up. When Marius says, and that's what comes up. When you say,
that's the end. Yeah.
That's the end. Then all I do, as soon as you say that, I'm like applause, right? So for example, if it was myself, just so we're clear, because we're bringing you along for the ride, ladies and gentlemen. That's the other thing as well with what we're doing. So so what I would do is like, and that, my friends,
Carl, you push the button.
And that, my friends, is what's on the pinboard. And then this is where you kick in, and that's the wonderful for bloody blah with tip of the day. See how that works. So
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks.
Classic, mate. Classic.
Oh,
classic,
wow.
Classic. Hang on. Oh yeah.
So all good
So what's
stuff there,
going on?
Marius, mate.
Yeah.
All good stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say a big shout out to all those in the chat down there that are conversating back and forth. Nothing but love and light to you and yours, because we love to see the interactions. And if you're new, please click that bell icon so you know what time it is. You know when the next show's going to be coming up. And if you don't, you'll get notified. So you don't even need to worry about it. So you can just click that bell icon and then don't even need to worry about it. We'll do the rest.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll send you. Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll do our thing. All right. We've got you covered. And for those of you who may not be, hold on. For those of you who are bloody, just want to be reminded of that. Just a quick reminder. There you go. So you go. Just a quick reminder. Just an on-screen reminder. You know. And that way that way they can't say, well, you didn't tell us. You didn't indicate to us in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
we didn't see it. Yeah, we didn't see it.
There it is, right
so there.
It
is.
Look. There it is, right there. It's right there. You can see it just along there. Look, it's right there. And it says, please subscribe and follow us. Click below the notification bell. So when you see the notification bell, just go a bit below it. All right. So just underneath the notification bell, then press that bit. Yeah. Just below the notification bell.
All you got to do. What? Hang on. Was that a possible? You know you're talking to back then, don't you? Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I see on top of you guys, and I've got the bigger spot. You know what I mean? The big screen.
What have you done there? What have you done there?
What happened there? Hold on. What's going on? See,
I don't know.
See, that's super dodgy. Something
What's happened there? What's happened? Look.
I noticed something moved with him, right? Weirdly enough, something had moved with him, and I was like, why did it move with him? I think it's. Hold on. Oh, there we are. There we go. There you go. Something moved with him, but it's all good. There we go. And for those of you, see, look, he's back to side. And for those of you who want to drop us a line, and you want to, if you got a subject matter that's something that's close to your heart, you're passionate about, that you're curious about, and you'd like us to go in depth and discuss it here on the House of Lords, please feel free to drop us a line. And that is the houseoflords3@gmail.com. The email address is up on the screen right now. Again, that's the houseoflords3@gmail.com. Sorry, I'm trying to remember from back in the day. Do you know what I mean? The man there back in the day.
Yeah.
It's good now. You don't have to say 3, the number 3 anymore, because they can.
No, it's all there.
It's right there. It's right there. You can see it. Number 3.
We ain't got your email address. If you've watched the podcast, you've got the email address. But just to be saying, I just looked at the time, and it's like midnight here in the UK. So I think I rang you about 9:45.
Oh, bloody hell! Look at that. Yeah.
I don't know what time we started.
I know, it's pretty neat, mate. But you know what? It's one thing I must say that I'm really liking the response of some of the
watchers.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I get it. Yeah, some of the it's sending a text. There you go. Yeah, because we can, No, it's really kind of cool. I got to say, it's really cool. I dig it. It's really cool. I think I'm really excited as well because of that. Because you got to have look. Dialogue is dialogue, yeah. Right. Having a conversation that people can take a look at, that can allow them to go away and think. That was one of the things that I loved about one of our friends and dear listeners, Sandy. She literally sent me emails and texts her telling me that she's listening to us. We're saying something. We're talking about a specific topic and we're sharing. She's suddenly seeing the vulnerabilities and the honesty, right? She's seeing the integrity, and then just because we're talking amongst ourselves, but obviously it's like people can log in, right? She then was inspired to then take a look at herself about within that particular topic matter. And if we're doing something like that, that's all we can ask. Do you know what I mean? It's all we can ask. Humanity, I've always felt deep within myself that humanity could do a better job of communicating with each other. And then after doing all the study, you realise, oh yeah, that's the reason why they're not communicating with each other. So it's like, there you go. So I saw it. I thought, yeah, isn't that supposed to be different? Isn't that supposed to be different? And then you suddenly think like, look at this, it's broken over here. No wonder they can't do it. Look, look, it looks like it's been sabotaged. Actually, this looks like sabotage. It looks purposely broken. What's going on with that? And something's missing. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, there's some bits missing, mate. No wonder they can't speak to each other. No wonder they don't understand each other. All the bits and pieces are missing.
Letters go down and confuse their dialects, so they can't communicate with one another.
Oh, no.
I'll just bring that forward. I just thought I'd bring that forward.
Yeah.
Yes. And now we are confused.
Poison them left, right, and center, so they have no clue. Kill their babies before they're born. They have no clue.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's dark.
Marius just went right in.
Right in. Yeah.
But you know what? As dark as it is, right? I remember making a post a while back, right? With I don't want to get the company name wrong. Let's just say one of these manufacturers of the bio.
Okay, the thingy.
Yeah, Jabberwocky. And their in-house study of its efficacy showed that it absolutely decimated a child in the mother's womb.
In-house study.
In-house study. So by the manufacturer, right? They discovered that it absolutely decimated a baby's health while it was growing in the womb, and in early pregnancies would miscarry the child.
Bloody hell, look at that, lady.
And then a week after that knowledge, they deployed the biggest marketing campaign to get pregnant women vaccinated.
Hold on, so okay, you see, right?
Yeah, they knew. They knew. That's what I'm saying.
Look. Okay, yeah, look. You know what? That's just.
Well, not to bring up also the study that more and more men are becoming sterile, and it's been gradually happening. And there is a study on it where it actually shows that the men's fertility is kind of going down because they have less and less active warriors coming out. So it is going down that route where.
So wait a minute. So Marius, would that route include all of this erectile dysfunctional scenario that I'm
all
seeing
of that
spread across all over the place? Right? So look, let's just look, we're here. Get out! Come on, let's go. We're here, right?
Turn left.
No. For those of you who are wondering why we're laughing, right, you got to really check our podcast. That's on Spotify. You can go to at the House of Lords on Spotify, and you can tap into the first 20 episodes. Season 1 is on there, and once you've gone through that, you'll start to begin to understand some of the jokes that we're having amongst ourselves. So just and you'll get to know us more. Do you know what I mean? You get to love us and know us more because that's how we started on the audio. But do you know what I mean? Let's get look. We're here, right? All right. So what are we talking about? Again? What are we talking about, right? What was this? What did the sign say? What did the stop sign say? I know. What did it say?
Killing children. That's what the
sterilization of men and women.
All right. Sterilization. Yeah. But I mean, look. The thing I was looking at was with all of that ED. I'm saying to myself, so hold on. So you're clearing out the testosterone from the male. right? Because there's a lot of testosterone. People say, "Oh, I don't have enough testosterone. Oh, I have no testosterone. My testosterone is low." And so there's products. Yeah, I drink this and get more testosterone. So I've been looking at this scenario, the ED, right? I'm saying, okay, all right, and then how can I put this? The wussification of the male species on a global front.
Wussification. Did you say the wussification?
Yeah, the wussification of the male species, right?
That's a
Over
good one. That's a good
on a
one.
global front in the West, right? In the West, yeah.
Isn't
It's creeping into others, but it's in the West strong.
Yes.
Didn't come out that they put more hormones in the food now and all that, and
all of that.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
all that,
Yeah,
all
all of
that's in there,
all of
all
that.
that's in there, all
All of
that's
it.
in there, right?
So no wonder, no wonder we see that happening, right? If you think about it, I mean, we can look from a point like, you can choose where you want, but if their minds and their body are being attacked in such a way with all those things, do they have a choice?
Do you have a choice? Is there a choice? You don't have. You really don't have a choice, because,
Look at what you're eating. Look at what you're drinking.
No, yeah. Pay attention to what you're eating. Pay attention to what you're eating. Most definitely, you have a choice in that respect, but you have the choice to pay attention to it. That's the thing. You have the choice to actually pay attention to it. Is he? Yeah, he's back. He's back. I was just checking something, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we're doing there's loads of stuff going on in the background. There's production people running around. People are getting cussed out for, what's it right there? Our brother Karl, he had a complete flip out because the screen was off. Because he's one of them. And I'm just kidding. He didn't have that. I'm just joking.
Anyway, going back to your point you were making, mate.
Yeah. But look. So you're talking about. From my observation was that we're talking about this wussification of the male species, right? And then I say, how did I come to that conclusion? How did I come to that observation? I'm looking at the commercials. I'm looking at the food chain, right? I'm looking at the drugs, the pharmaceutical drugs that are available. I'm looking at the cultural changes that are currently taking places, right? The cultural influences that are taking places in that particular situation. I'm seeing, man talking about how they're woman and woman talking about how they're man. So clearly that particular ethos, that particular scenario, the male species seems to be somewhat under attack, as does the female species. But going back to the male, though, does this not feel to be, is this not a true, is this not an indication of the true undermining of what's going on? Is this not an indication of, I just got to say it, the undermining of humanity, literally, right? By psychologically disrupting, manipulating, and remolding the human concept of a man and a woman to such a degree. Right, the human concept. It's become a concept. It's become a concept. It wasn't just being. Just you're born. You're just being. Right. We're no longer just being. Now it's a concept.
But based on what I said in the flow state, I can say that we asked for it.
We
as humans, we asked for it.
You said we.
When
I hear
because we are part
I hear
of
me
it,
in
and
there.
based on.
Okay.
When I say, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
we can say no, not me.
No, I'm being facetious.
Not you, not me.
But we.
Okay, that's fine.
We.
But as humans, we asked for this. Why? Because being ignorant of everything that's happened until now, which most people are still ignorant of a lot of things, right?
Right.
It's so easy to do it. We can blame them for doing it, whatever. It's something that I said to my daughter. Do you think that a robber will come and tell you, I'm going to rob you before they're going to rob you, or they're just going to go and do it?
Right.
And it's your ability to recognize that person may actually try to rob you.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
You make a good point, Marius, right? And the reason why I say you make a good point is because people were told. And I made this point with a lot of my family members when this all started. Right, because I was dumbfounded by people's just willingness to conform and slander anybody that didn't, even my own family members. And I turned round and I made this point in a heated debate. I said, most of you, for the 40 plus years I've been alive, right, I've heard you all slag off your government. I've heard you all slag off your politicians. I've heard you all say they're lying, self-serving bastards. And then when there's people trying to tell you that, you remember you called them all lying, cheating, dirty, horrible bastards, right? That they're all in it to line their own pockets. You chose to listen to the lying bastards that you've always called lying bastards,
Right.
and you stopped speaking to the relative to try to tell you and remind you that they're lying bastards.
Right.
And now you're sat there with breathing problems, fucking itchy skin, fucking one eye closed, or fucking shaking like this, right? And what? For what? I can guarantee you that most of the world's population all sat around a Christmas dinner table at one point, heard a fucking speech by a politician and had that conversation. They're all self-serving, lying bastards.
Mm.
Then yet you've got countries all around the world that listen to them.
Right.
So I'm stood there like scratching my head in disbelief. It's like, I thought you called him a lying bastard. Well, he's a lying bastard, but you listened to him and now you're poisoned. I'm meant to feel fucking sorry for you now. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's just highlighted a dumb cunt. You knew that they're not to be trusted, and you trusted them with something that affected your very life and your existence and your ability to reproduce life.
Yep.
But don't worry, I don't know if you've seen the clip that I shared with you on Instagram. They have now all these pods that they can do up to 30,000 children.
Oh, I saw that fucking few years back, the birthing pods.
Yeah.
Just eradicate it. So
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
it's
That's one way of doing it.
silly.
If you want total control of human life, right? Absolutely sever the birthing process completely. Right?
That looks like the Matrix, man,
No,
doesn't
just
it?
listen to me a minute, mate. Yeah,
Go
so
on, then.
just get rid of the birthing fucking process completely. So you sever the tie between child and parent, right? From the get-go, from its creation, from its sperm and egg. No, you weren't made in a night of passion. You weren't made while your mother was holding your father. No, you weren't made while the both of them were crying because they were so in love and sweaty and passionate. No. You were made by your mum sat in a fucking horrible, uncomfortable surgical chair, right? With a stranger up her Jack and Danny pulling out her eggs, right? And stuck them in a freezing incubator, right? That's the environment that potential life is in. And then the other attribute that came along was basically knocked out in a clinical room with a dirty mag.
Come to our. Sorry, I was about to say. Come to our.
You know,
and get your baby.
this crazy idea came to that.
Should have been better, but.
By doing that, Carl, they oh my goodness, I say it.
Just say it, mate. Just say
It's
it.
too
Say
much,
it.
man.
If people with a penis can turn around and say to a woman that they're a real woman, right?
Come on,
just
man.
fucking say it,
Come on.
mate.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Okay,
Say
well, yeah, that's a disclaimer out there.
Yeah, put your
It's gonna
disclaimer.
be
Yeah,
a
put the
bit too
disclaimer
much,
out there.
but imagine. So that means that child has the connection between parent and child doesn't exist. Meaning, it's so easy to abuse that child or be a fucking prick to that child because there is no connection. There is nothing there. So meaning,
Right.
you get psychopaths' parents getting children and they can pay for as many they can get and do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, let's say they get this factory up and running, right? Now this factory's running for
It's
5
probably
years.
up already.
Hang on, right? So this factory's up and running. Babies are being chucked out left, right, and centre. Right. So you'll get this news report. Oh, we're doing really well as a civilization because there's no more abandoned kids. There's no more missing children. Children aren't going missing like they used to. So what about the 30,000 kids that you're producing in that factory over the road? Where are they all going? Oh, don't worry about them. Yeah, don't worry about them. They're on special order. We could laugh, but that's the fucking reality of it, isn't it? All right, we're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble
It's a
if we
nervous
keep
laugh,
tunneling
man.
kids, right? If we keep tunneling kids under these mansions, right, all around the States and through hyper tunnels, right, from one continent to another, so these aristocrats, right, can have their wicked way with children, right? And instead of getting all the heat, because now there's cameras everywhere, Jesus Christ, they can't walk nowhere without somebody taking a picture.
Right.
So the best way you freaking do that, then you build a factory where you can just make the things that they enjoy destroying.
Right.
So it's not a person no more. Has no real lineages. It's just basically they can get the genetic markers from anybody.
Right.
And if they can make one in a lab, then they can make 50 of the same one.
Well, but the people want to find out the tree of the family, so they send all their samples to the.
Oh yeah. What is it? Was it? What's that thing called? 3, 2, 1. What's it? What is it? What is it? 23. 23 and me. 23 and me.
Oh, something like that. I've heard something like that.
Yeah, them places. Yeah, and you guys thought you were looking for your lineage. No, straight up. No, let me tell you, man, straight up. This is gonna, and I'm sure one day they might see this, right? But straight up, there was a time I was super, super, super pissed when my youngest daughter was born. Right, her auntie thought it was a good idea, right, to gift them a 23andMe thing. You have obviously, clearly, knowing me, you guys know me, and you guys know me, and I'm sorry if I didn't sound loud just then, but I was busy just doing something here. But you guys know that clearly, obviously, it was told to me when it's too late, right? But I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was fucking. I was very upset, ladies and gentlemen, very upset that around me, unfortunately, that comprehension just was not part of the OS. I was the only one running that operating system, me, just by myself, and I didn't. And I was frustrated, the fact that just wasn't common knowledge. But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
No, I totally hear what you're saying. I totally hear and understand so many people's aggression and upset with other family members. Given the point I made earlier on, all right, about these individuals being liars and crooks and everything else, and there isn't a house up in the country, right, that hasn't had a Christmas dinner where there's a row kicked off about the deplorable nature of elected officials.
Right.
Right. So you've got that going on, right? All of that mad nonsense. Remind me of this. Be right back. I just got a call.
Rock and roll.
It's that time of the night. It's that time of the night.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. Love
Look at that. So go ahead. We've popped him off for a second.
Stop shaking your head. We can see you.
We've popped him off for a second. So if he does, when he needs to come
He's done us all. So
he'll be back. He'll be back.
He's still with us.
Oh, he's still with us.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh,
he's gone. It made him uncomfortable.
Oh, you're all right. See, I could expose it and just show his chair, his throne.
Yeah.
His throne up there by himself. His throne.
Yeah.
Let me put his throne up. So he put his throne up. Hold on, let me put it up there. Oh, there we go.
That's funny.
Nah, look. Look, the tech gods, they're not allowing me to put it up here. Hold on 1 minute. Try something else. No, it's like it's saving him from it.
You can't share it with the audience. No,
I'm trying to share it with the audience. But won't. It doesn't want me to do it. Hold on, let me just change this. If I do this, all right. I'll tell you what. Yeah, if I do that. Oh, there we go. There it is.
That's funny.
So so we're back. We're just being silly. That's all. Hold on.
Yeah, he'll do that to us anytime anyway. So that's fine. That's what brothers are here.
I know, there you go.
He will watch it when he's watching
I
it
know,
back.
yeah,
He's gonna he'll be like, yo,
Yeah, you're here with the House of Lords, and we do tend to have that comedy amongst ourselves. So glad you guys are here to join us. But Marius, we'll go back to the point that we were discussing.
Yeah, it's interesting with the fact, with the ones that they want to find out how much percentage they are British and German and French and Italian and whatever different. And I'm like, listen, you can give me a sample of your blood or whatever, and I can tell you whatever I want because I can put some percentage and make it up, and you're gonna believe me anyway. So,
Right.
it's as simple as that.
Right.
And but they
right.
didn't realize that the intention for that was actually to get their DNA. It had nothing to do with actually discovering what percentage of X, Y, and Z they are.
I see our boys back.
Yeah.
That's actually quite. Even though a lot of people will say to you, no, that is not the case. That didn't happen. You're lying. Yeah, that's a conspiracy. It's
And
bogus.
not to forget the COVID test that was actually designed for the same thing, right?
Right.
Take a sample of your DNA, put
Right.
it up your nose, put it up your mouth, and all that bullshit,
Right.
check out.
What are we talking about? The Moody PTR tests.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to that as well. Yeah.
Right.
It's how it's been used to actually get the DNA of people instead
Yeah.
of.
first place. Yeah.
And because prior to that, I was mentioning about the fact that people that they send their samples of DNA to find out what nationalities they have in them. It's like, yeah, you give me your DNA and I can put whatever percentage and
Right.
say you're 20% Indian and 50% Spanish.
And then what happens? So my question is this. And then what happens once you have that information? Now what? What's going on next?
Identity politics.
What next? Because
Identity politics. That's what's next. After that, it's identity politics. Did you not know that I'm 3/4 black?
That's a good one.
Did you not know that I'm quarter German, quarter Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Jewish. Did you not know that? You know what I mean?
Did you
It's
not know
them
that?
things,
Yeah.
all them things, mate.
Discrimination.
Do you know what I mean?
Discrimination against
Immediately, straight away. Did you not know that I'm from West Africa?
Yeah.
And 50% Anunnaki.
What?
Did you get-
7 generations ago.
Did you not know I'm from the
Do you know
Dogon
what I
tribe?
mean?
Did you
You're
not know I'm
about as African as Popeye. Do you know, for fuck's sake?
Do you know what I mean? When they're talking, when they're doing that, when people are doing that and then saying, "Oh yeah, well, it says he's quarter African," and like, really, you're looking at them and you're just like, and you believe them, and you believe that you turn around and you believed them.
You have to be nice to people.
What do you mean?
No.
Who, me?
Believe them.
Me?
Believe.
Oh
You
yeah.
like
Oh
them.
okay. Right. No,
You like
that's what
them.
I'm saying because they said, yeah. Well, we believed it was what they said. So that's the problem. That's the problem.
You believed.
Yeah. You believed
you-
them.
You went and believed them, didn't you?
Yes, you did. And you didn't realize what you were doing, but that's okay. Maybe from now on, after a few of our broadcasts, maybe you will no longer fall into that trap, ladies and gentlemen. Is that not a positive?
Or maybe it's too
outlook?
late. You already did.
Look, man, yeah, but they got
Sorry.
shovels, man. They got shovels. They got gloves. They can climb their way out. Look, it's never a done deal, guys, is it? It's never a done deal, right? You can always learn and just say, "Oh, I'm in the wrong spot," and then climb out.
What
Okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
No,
This is a question for you guys. How would you react if you, at one point, you'll just meet your double on the street and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
Yo, big shout to Funky D. The reason I'm saying that is,
Funky D?
yeah, Funky D. When I was in London, oh yeah, I turned up at this studio one time, man. After I bumped into this woman who said I looked like this guy called Funky D, right? The woman was hot, do you know what I mean? And she kind of liked me. Anyway, and I finally go down to the studios, Addis Ababa studio, down in northwest London. And I go there, knock on the door. And when I knocked on the door, check this out. When I knocked on the door, some dude opened the door at the studio. He looked at me, and I goes, "Yeah, it's Funky there," like this. Guy turned around. He goes, He goes, yeah, and obviously he didn't say it into the mic like this. He was like, "Oi, Funky, your brother's here." That's exactly what he said. It's exactly what he said. Yeah, your brother's here, right? Funky come out. When he come around the corner, and we looked at each other, I was like, man, this motherfucker looks just like me. Like a shorter version of me, but he looked like, we had both had the dreads, the whole thing, dark skin, the whole. I was like, no wonder the girl liked me. She liked him first. Classic, mate. So yeah, but he did, and then yeah, we looked similar, man. Bowler hats, all that sort of shit. Yeah, the the Ray-Ban sunglasses. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, you know, it happens. There, I've met that's the closest I've had. That's the closest myself that I've met.
Yeah, no, I haven't met my doppelganger yet. Is it doppelganger? Doppelganger. Doppelganger. That's it.
There's actually a great movie about doppelgangers. It's called The Double Lives of Veronica. It's a great European movie. I think the combination French-Polish movie.
Why Veronica?
Because that's the name they chose. Okay, that's the name they chose. The Double Lives of Veronica. All right.
Discrimination.
Not Victoria.
Yeah,
not Violet.
Discrimination.
Yeah, more discrimination. Exactly, innit? Yeah, what?
Just
So what's wrong with us violets?
What's wrong with fucking Susie?
What's wrong with
What's wrong with Sarah?
Susie, Sarah, you know
Sarah there.
Sarah
would have done it.
Sarah,
She would have wanted to be.
but you understand, Sarah. You and Sarah, we've had this conversation, haven't we? Have we not? Come on.
Because I got Sarah in my head, right?
Come on.
In a
Come on.
proper female gump, like. You know what I mean? Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, so what we doing, mate? We've been going for some time.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right.
it's about that time.
You know it's about that time, innit, mate? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's about that time. Did we? Oh yeah. And now, you know it's time. The man of the hour, the whirlwind himself. Let's join it for Hit the Pinboard with Karl.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, far too kind. Far too kind. Hit the pinboard with Karl. All of a sudden, I feel like Marius. What's on the pinboard? Of all the time, I knew it was going to come, but you don't think about it, do you? Trust. There you go. Trusting in the process. Trusting in your own ability to step up to the plate. To be strong enough within your sense of character to take the knockbacks. You heard us laughing and joking at the beginning of the show, right, about participation trophies. You don't get a fucking participation trophy in life. You don't. You don't. I'll tell you what you get in life. If you win, you get something. And if you lose, right, and if you lose enough in life, well, you're homeless. Right? And no one's there rallying about going, no, he's got to give him a chance. No one's there. Life's not like that. Right? It just isn't. You know, you go look at nature, right? And when that praying mantis is looking for its mate, right, and he rocks up, right, and she fucking takes a swipe at him because she's going to eat his head, right? And he misses, he's like, I was going to mate you, but now I'm triggered. Do you reckon that mantis gives a shit? Or is she going to have another go at grabbing him and ripping off his head after he's obviously sorted her out? There ain't no second chance. There ain't no, oh, I don't like this bit. I want to sit out this bit. No, you don't get that option. It's all or nothing. That's life. All or nothing. And when I say all, right, I'm implying about those safe spaces, right? We're on this big, supposedly, this big fucking round floating thing, right? And it's full of 8 billion other strangers. And you want to go through the world, right, in some way that those other 8 billion should respect you in some way because you've decided to call yourself something different that the rest of the planet don't actually see. And then you want to blame the rest of the planet. Look at nature. Look at the way it survives. Look at the way it moves, right? I touched upon this before on another podcast. That weak, miserable bear, right? You know, he's still a bear, right? But he's saggy. He's not the hardest bear. He's not good at fishing. Well, do you know, he's not going to get a mate, right? Because all the other women bears are looking at him going, I ain't fucking him. The scruff you get. You can't even catch fish. It's no good. I don't want my kids with them genes. Right? So that bear, that scruffy one, he don't get a mate. So who does get a mate? Do you know that big fucking hench bear, right? Whose coat looks like it was stolen back from Leonidas. Right? It's just solid bear. Big grizzly teeth, stands 12 foot tall, slap your head off your shoulders if it wanted to. Now, all those female bears are at that waterhole there looking at it and going, yeah, that's me, that is. That's a bit of me, that is. So what's that telling you? Survival of the fittest. Oh, my God, there's somebody else tricky because you're going into a Darwinian theory and we all come from God. Fuck off. Right? Evolution, baby. Right? Look around you. It's everywhere. Evolution, baby. And if you're wondering where the fucking evolutionary path is in relation to the missing link, you're looking at it. But I'll leave that there. Yeah? You're the missing link in that whole evolutionary process. All right? We went from primates, which are the skeletons everywhere, right up to Lucy, right, which was the earliest one that we've discovered so far. But there's no they say that we came from the primate family tree. Right? But where's the branch? We got all the attributes. We got the same hands. Feet are slightly different, like they've been modified just a little bit. But we're the same creature. And then you take into account that 80% of women in the world are programmed to only sleep with 20% of the men. That means there's 20% of the men sleeping with 80% of the women. Why do you think that is? What, because he's nice or he's got a good job? No, because you're hardwired to like a particular fucking male that will progress the species. You know, that was a little sensitive lad, right? You know, it's a little sensitive lad. It's quiet, you know. Can you see the line of women lining up for him? Do you know when you're out on the town and that quiet lad's gone out with his friends? It's quiet, he's sat at the bar. All the other boys, the jack-hard fucking lads, right, drinking snake bites and fingering birds on the dance floor. Right, little quiet Jack's not doing it. He's sat there like that. Now, all the birds know that lad on the dance floor is a fucking arsehole and a womanizer and a sex freak. But they're all lining up. Now, unfortunately, the undeveloped males do exactly the same thing, but we have more choice. We're hardwired to sleep with 80% of the women that live on the planet. There's a reason for that too, called spreading your genes. Survival of the fittest. All of these things, right, that people are detached from, that don't see that they're innate within your being because you are nature, for fuck's sake. You are the planet. We've got Bill Gates at the minute saying trees are bad for the environment. You fucking dickhead. They are the environment, you prick. Do you know, what point are you cancelling out parts of the planet to say it's bad for the planet? It is the planet. Do you know what? Is it me? Or is it, have we crawled up the arse of some succubus and being told that it's fucking Narnia? At what point do we have to stop being fucking less so people can feel more? Because I'm not playing that game. If you're a decent human being, you'll find out that I'm a decent human being. If you're an arsehole, then I'm just not even going to bother with you. And if you're demanding that I should call you something and I don't even know you, you're going to be met with a very fucking cold culture shock. Because we weren't raised that way. Respect, tolerance, love, understanding. Well, these are things that are earned and developed. They're not demanded. You know, this whole idea about, oh, do you support this group? Do you support that group? Do you support this group? I don't support no group. No group. No, I don't support LGBTQ, fucking XYZ, ABC 1114. Right? No, I don't. Do I support fucking other fringe groups? No, I don't. Do I support any group when I think about it? No, I don't. And I'm going to give you a real simple explanation to why. Because there's fucking arseholes in that group. And by me saying, yeah, I support that group, then I'm supporting all the arseholes that are hiding in that group. And I'm not doing it. So you could get out your pram and have your fucking pants wedged so far up your ass because you're uncomfortable and incredibly brittle because you can't quite manage another human being have a different view of the world than you do. That's not my fucking problem. And it ain't the rest of the Houses of Lords' problem either. And it certainly isn't the rest of the world's problem, because you can't take, what? Somebody not calling you Jackie when you were born Darren. Even though the rest of the world can see your 5 o'clock shadow. I'm well fit. Yeah, as a boy pretending to be a girl. I'm a real woman. No, you're not. You're just not. What you're doing and what these people are doing are actually basically wearing blackface. That's what you're doing. Yeah? If I turn around all of a sudden and say, right, I'm black, right, and I fucking mask up and fucking paint myself up so I look like Iheanyi, right, the whole world's going to be pissed and say it's racist as shit. So why? How is that any different than Darren now wearing a fucking dress and telling everybody he's a woman? He's wearing woman face. And what's even worse, you're now you're making it legal for Darren to go in the woman's place in the first place. Throwing out all the fucking women that killed themselves in the suffragettes trying to get women's rights in the first place. Now you're swinging your dick about, right, wearing a dress, thinking that you have the rights to go into the woman's space because you identify as a woman. No, that ain't happening. So if you're offended and you're brittle and you need a safe space, I'd seriously find a nice little room, get yourself a beanbag, right? Start reading some shit. Really, start reading some shit. In fact, go get some history books prior 1960, 1950. In fact, go even further back to 1920. Start reading them history books. You'll be very surprised. Because the world that you're trying to pull over your world, as Iheanyi mentioned earlier on, that some states in the United States and other countries around the world are now banning the cisgender, the pronouns. Because although you're a small, tiny little group, you're backed by big, big, big money, and they're trying to get the whole world, right, queer in some way. Now, we don't care. I don't care who you fuck. I don't care who you suck. I don't care what you do. Are you a decent human being? So you could go to your party, you could ride as much sausage as you want, or you could scissor it up with anybody. I'm not interested. Are you a decent human being? Can you come out and mingle with a plethora of different people from the world without being demanding and thrusting your ideology into the people's faces and fundamentally think your ideology is shit, stupid and twisted, but they're fearful to tell you because of all that big money that's backing this small little group. But we're in a beautiful time because we're seeing parts of the world now going, no, do you know what? Fuck all that. Time out. Fuck that. It's not on. I'm not having my kids do that. No. Right? It's like we told the story the other day about my foster father. He's blessing. He's passed now. And I described him as a male. He's an alpha male. Then somebody messages, it's a cis. Honestly, this is maybe it's my generation. Come and call him that to my face. Come and stand here and say, yeah, your dad was a cisgendered male. I'll show you what a real male will do. Yeah, that's threatening. Yeah, it's all of that. But I don't care. I don't need a label, and I certainly don't need a label given to me by somebody that's fucking confused as fuck. How am I meant to take advice from you when you don't know what the fuck you is? I should carry a pocket mirror in my pocket when everybody turns around and says my pronouns are just... Look in the mirror. Before you even open your mouth, just pull my little fucking beauty mirror out. Well, that's not you, is it? That's not what you're telling me, is it? Eh? But it's a weird and wonderful world, children. It really is. If you're offended by me, high fives. If you need a safe space or you need to get away from me because I'm a toxic fucking archetypal male chauvinist prick, then cool. Go and find a rock, climb under it. Right? Because I'm still going to be me, I'm still going to do me, and I'm still going to love me. I don't need confirmation from anybody else to accept me for who I am. Because I can accept that there's loads of people that don't. And the best thing about that is that I don't give a fuck. And you do yourself a great favour by not giving a fuck too. That, my right honourable people, is what's on the pinboard.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The man of the hour. Telling it like it is. Karl, we've hit the pinboard.
Thank you very much there, mate. Thank you very much.
You're on
Brilliant.
fire, man.
But brilliant, bruv. Yeah, but you know, but look, it is that important, right? To actually be able to have
Carry
a
a pocket
conversation.
mirror.
Carry a pocket mirror. That's right. It's always important. Yeah, that was funny as hell, bruv. I'm telling you. Nope. Wait. Brilliant. I'm sorry. I'm imagining it. No, wait. My name
Come
is
on,
Dave.
have a look.
There's only one of you.
You know what I mean?
Sorry. You know, in English language, you're looking through the dictionary. They. Look what it means. Who else is here with you?
Who else you got in there with you?
You know what I mean? It's like them things. I mean, do we have to do that? Because what? We buckling that to change. You know, I get it. No. Like I said, what's your name? What's your name?
That's it.
All right.
That's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. Then we can rock and
Yeah.
roll. You clearly you're super intelligent. You're capable of what it is you're about to do. But I just want your name.
Just give me your name. I don't need your pronouns. What you identify as. What?
Just your name.
Just what's your name?
What's your name? You know what I mean? The name that you give to the company that you're working with. The name that you give to school when you signed up. Just that name.
I changed my name by default. It's now Sarah Jack. Work it out.
Oh no.
Yeah, we need to get that Gen X label on this banner.
Yeah, quick as fuck, mate, with paint coming off of it like it's dripping. We just lost it up
Yeah, like it was blood.
Yeah, with the tape like crime scene.
So we'd like to question you today. Some things were said that people were offended by.
Crime scene. Yeah, you wait until we do. You know what? Gentlemen, you've just given me an idea.
Oh, shit.
Maybe that because now that oh my gosh. But you know what? Maybe that could be a section, right? That we move into crime scene. And then when you see us, I'll have something that will give us the yellow tape, the yellow and black tape effect. You know, the thing will be slightly different. There'll be like warning
we're on it.
at the thing, yeah? And
Yeah,
then that
work it
comes
out,
up,
we're on
crime scene, yeah.
I want that in front of my flow states.
You guys are so funny.
Oh, no. See, look at you done. Seriously? All right, get out your system, Marius. Get yours out your system now. Do you know what I mean?
Go on.
Get it out your system. Go on. Just come on. Because I know you. Anyway, I'm not doing this voice. This is the one I like.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, my name's Kevin, man. Do you know what I mean? Kevin. Yeah, I know you can still see me. I know you can still see that geezer that's here anyway, but don't worry about it. See my boy's coughing his face up. You know why? Because he just took a big drag, right? of a cigarette. Time out, because he can't take it anymore.
See, I got it out of my system, all right? I'm happy.
Well done.
So did
Well
I.
done.
Thank you, yeah.
Well done.
That was
Yeah,
great.
now, gents.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was interesting to observe that our brother didn't want to join us. He was very
He was like,
serious.
time out, geezers.
Yeah, he was like,
Don't worry, we weren't going to take it too far. But he's doing that like we could, like no one else can see him.
Yeah.
Anyway, press that button. Yes, ladies and gents, it's about that time for the sensational Iheanyi with tip of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at the House of Lords. And it is at that moment that we join myself, Iheanyi, with tip of the day. And what is tip of the day? Well, what have we been on about? Huh? What have we been on about? We've been on about some interesting things, right? Some accountability, some self-accountability. We've been focused in on that which the manipulation has allowed us to kind of, suffer from, to kind of, somehow wedged under, or what they would hope that we'd be wedged under. But it's out there, and it's confusing the masses, and it's causing emotional turmoil amongst the masses. We're literally looking at one thing and we're told something completely different. And when you turn around and say, what are you talking about? I can see that. And yet another voice is saying, but it's this though. And you're saying, I'm supposed to disbelieve my very own eyes and just rely upon your version of the events that I'm looking at. Have we got to that point in humanity? Ladies and gentlemen, we have. What's my tip of the day? Well, clearly reality, the previous reality has left. Can we agree on that? Can we agree that your previous reality has left if now ambiguity is the status quo? I could be wrong. I could be misinformed. I could not be observing and absorbing my environment the way I'm supposed to in real time. But from where I'm standing, there's a lot of confusion on purpose. There's a lot of problems. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Unfortunately, right, the very first that we know of has happened. We've had the first suicide from transgender community. A life has been taken, a suicide has been taken. Why has there been a suicide? Why did that person feel that their life on planet Earth should end at their own hand now? Ask yourself that question. How did it get to that? How did we lose one of our brothers or sisters to that? Are we going to continue to lose our brothers and sisters to that? Their lives shortened because for some apparent reason there is no comprehension of what and who they are. There is no facility that gives them the comfort. There is no process that has given them that true peace and comfort. For somebody to take their life. So, ladies and gentlemen, is this what we've come to? Is this, do we have to lose more? So what's my tip of the day? I don't know, the word real comes to mind. The word genuine comes to mind. The word authentic comes to mind. The word natural comes to mind. The word light comes to mind. What am I saying? I'm saying that when you were born, you were given this natural, beautiful light. Everything was taken care of. The design, the layout, the structure, unsullied from inception to completion. You are the perfect fruit. You are the perfect creation, the perfect potential, created magnificently, with all the potential of the absolute universe within you. A process that was affected and perfected by that which is beyond us. And for us, or for some of us, to consider that they are above that they could create greater than that? That they could manifest and produce absolute perfection than that? No. This, my friends, is definitely a misnomer. This, my friends, is definitely not the pathway of least resistance. This appears to be a pathway of the most resistance, the most pain, the most scorn, the most isolation, the most confusion, the most manipulation, the most advantageous, strategically purposeful, intentional. It would appear that our very humanity has been cut. There has been attack on our very humanity. Not your country, not our country, not their country, not that country. Your very humanity. Right in your own house, right now, in your own home. Not on a battlefield. Not out at sea, in submarine, battleships. No, on the bus, going to work. In the office. In the pub. In the front room of your house. On the steps of your apartment. On the ring doorbell system. On your TV, on your iPad. On your streaming device. Right there. That's where it is. Right there. Is the cut, is the attack on humanity. Don't look around and say, oh, well, no. If you've got 2 legs, you were born with 2 legs, you were born with testicles, you were born with hormones, you went to school, you run around the playground, right? If your name's human, you got a name, your name's human. Yeah? If you regard yourself as a human being, I'm talking about you. Think about that for a second. Maybe a bit longer, in fact. It's useful at this moment in time. Try and put yourself there. I've left the names of my brothers up because they understand exactly what it is. They understand exactly what it is. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What's my tip of the day? My tip of the day is finally find out exactly what you are. Nothing else really matters now. My tip of the day is don't go past another day without you knowing that you're an actual light being with the most potential, right? With the ability to create from your mind an incredible, beautiful, harmonious life for yourself and for those around you, in amongst those around you, because you are part of something greater than the crap that they've been selling you for the last God knows how long. You are something that special. You are something that magnificent that they'll do all they can to convince you otherwise, and will truly put as much effort, money, and BS behind it as possible in order to do this. This, my friends, if you consider that, just for a second, you consider that, right? Surely that should be it, right? Surely that should tell you. Surely that will tell you It's interesting how the computer's not trying to run right now. But yeah, tip of the day. Be yourself. Be genuinely yourself. Know who you are. Be genuinely yourself. I know I kind of use this a lot, I suppose, but it always boils down to that. It boils down to this. In these moments when we're talking about this type of stuff, tip of the day is know the fuck who you are. Know what you are. Know where you are. Yeah? Look about. Find out. Discover. It's there. The information is there. Stop ignoring it. Stop putting it to one side. Stop putting sports and other things first. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. There's my tip of the day. Put yourself first. Love yourself first. Know yourself first. Respect yourself first. Be there for yourself first. Because if you can't do that first for yourself, forget about even attempting to look outside of yourself and do it for other people. That's my tip of the day.
And there you have it, people. A fabulous, heartfelt, powerful message by the Right Honourable Iheanyi. Know who you are, know what you are, and know where you are. Fabulous words right here on the House of Lords.
Also put yourself first.
You said that.
Wait.
Where are you?
Here.
How is that possible?
Anyway,
I was going through my mind for one thing. It's like, how many tips a day did you do today? Did you do for the whole month? Because you did put quite a lot of tips. Honestly, there is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of tips in there. There's a lot of tips in there. There's a lot of tips in there.
Yeah.
You put a lot of material out there when you could use it for the next.
It's all right. We'll focus in. We'll I can zoom in on particular parts, but you've got to really. Here's my thing. I reckon that for the longest time, and I've always thought this, even when I was young, I always thought that production companies, TV channels, all them things, I always thought that they insulted human intelligence by putting out weak stuff. I always thought that. For the longest time, I always thought, what? You can't give us everything? You think we don't have the capacity to absorb that? You're just stringing out little things and you're teaching people how to only take a certain amount. But humanity has the capacity to absorb so much. We do. We really do have that capacity to absorb absolutely so much. And that's why I'm just like, now if we're in charge of that type of broadcast ability, you're in charge of that type of content, give it to them. Don't insult them. Don't insult the capacity of humanity. Expand it.
There you go. Go on, Marius.
Yeah. You remember the fact that when we talked about sugarcoat it, this is we live in the time where you have to always sugarcoat it for people. Make it easier to digest. Make it easy to take it. Don't give the child that, he can't take this because obviously, why do the child needs to be given a particular syrup with a different taste to take a poison?
Spoonful of sugar.
Right, that PNC is spot on, Marius. Right, this particular episode, we're going to be chopping up because there's a segment at the front. So if you want to listen to the House of Lords, I strongly recommend that you do that. And hang on, let me just do it. All right. Yeah, I strongly recommend that you do that and give us a shout. The email is generally up on the screen, which is thehouseoflords3@gmail.com. I shall repeat that again. The email is thehouseoflords3@gmail.com. So yeah, look out for the blooper reels. Iheanyi's going to do his magic and splice the front of this. But for all those in attendance, please pin it to your profile, share it, tag some people in it if you enjoyed it. But again, click that bell notification so you will be notified when we're up and live next. But that being said, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
It has
Likewise.
been a pleasure. Been great. Thank you once again. Thank you for those of you who have joined us in the chat room.
Yeah, thank
logged
you.
in.
Thank you for
very
everyone in
much
the audience and all the comments and all the thought-provoking ideas and shares that have been in the chat, which, yeah, some are really great. Do they come up when we have the recording? Do they come up?
Did what come up?
On the replay, the messages.
I believe they do, because it's a live chat, so it comes up on the replay. So the whole thing comes up. So this whole thing plus the live chat, scrolling up, that's part of the replay.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, thank you all for listening. And
I think it is.
For the ones that listen to the replay, thank you for listening, and we're looking forward to hear back from you. It's always a pleasure, gents, even though you guys started your live when I was getting ready to go to bed.
See, there you go, mate. There you go. Well, I suppose just like the normal, just like those normal channels that we're into, I suppose I should actually, now it's my turn to say to Karl, press that button, and until next time, yep, and until next time, I'll say toodle pip, good night, good morning, good afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. We have been the House of Lords.
That's it from us to each and every one of you. Nothing but love and light to all those participating in the bottom there with the chat. We appreciate you. And like Iheanyi just said, from each and every one of us here at the House of Lords, nothing but love and light to you and yours. But we're going to be out of here. Peace. Hello. Iheanyi, press that button, mate.